I'm going to go to the other side of it now in a moment. Gloria, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Gloria Carlino, again, she voted yes on this. Now, our next guest is Shenandoah board member on the other side, Kyle Gutshall. He was actually the lone vote against restoring the names that honored the Confederate figures. So you're listening, Kyle, and obviously you've heard what Gloria's had to say in the past, but your response here, what is your side of the argument? What were you saying before this? You're the only vote.
Thanks, Connell, for having me on. You know, like Gloria said, the point that everyone in our community was trying to make was, you know, this is a process issue, and it's something that a lot of our community wanted to address. And there's been frustrations ever since 2020, and we discussed it 2 years ago in 2022. It ended in a tie vote, and I actually voted to restore the names back in 2022. I had a lot of feedback from my constituents that told me it's something worthwhile to consider. And fast forward to 2024, some time's gone by, and it was clear in my district that my constituents wanted to leave it alone. It's a difficult decision. I mean, it's a complex thing. There's a lot of different things to consider. It's controversial. We've been receiving feedback from all over the country and all over the world. And it's something that, for me, I just had to listen to my constituents because it's our schools, it's the community schools, and it's something that I couldn't ignore. So
you voted against. You were the lone vote. I mean, you were the only
Correct.
vote in that direction. I mean, why do you think it changed so much? Is she right? Is this issue about process and COVID, and it wasn't a fair vote last time around? Didn't reflect what the community really thought? I mean, this is apparently what the community really thinks.
Yeah, the community was frustrated. I mean, it was rushed through in about 7 days during the summer of COVID in 2020. And people just felt like they didn't have their voice heard, and their elected officials were disregarding their opinions. But, you know, we have to consider a broad scope of things. And even in 2024, we know the world's changing. And, you know, people, and especially in the southern campus of our school district, they really love their school names. And, you know, to them, it's more about a community. A lot of these schools around the country are large schools, have a lot of people. You don't really know as many people. And those schools there, it's a tight-knit community, and they feel like that they built that school because they, you know, got the short end of the stick a lot throughout the years.
But what do you think personally? You said you were trying to reflect what the community thought, but what's your personal view on it?
Yeah. Well, you know, my personal view is we have to consider all of the factors, the good and the bad. And like you said, I mean, race is something that we have to consider, and we want all of our students to feel like they're welcome in our schools. And like the one student said there, she felt that she would feel uncomfortable, and that's something that we have to consider because we want it to be a great experience for all students, no matter who they are or what they look like. So it's a tough thing for sure.
Is it, though? I mean, here's the thing, 340 names, schools and Confederate figures in the U.S., 59 changed to non-Confederate names since 2020. It wasn't that tough for you, though, right? I mean, you're just saying it's tough for other people. I mean, how tough is it? I mean, this is something that happened years ago. These are people that fought for the Confederacy, that represented what that was, slavery and the like, and their names were on the schools, and they were voted to take them off the schools. I mean, it didn't seem like it was a tough one for you. You looked at it as a pretty simple issue. Am I wrong?
Well, I mean, because I based a lot of my decision on what my constituents believed, and my constituents believed that the names should remain the same. And, you know, I have to look at that and believe that I'm doing the right thing. I mean, it all comes down to perspective, but I went to bed that night believing that I did the right thing, and just hoping that our school system can move forward in the way that we're currently operating.
All right, Kyle, thank you. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.